Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. It is Krista here and you're watching the Radical Angel Esoterica. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you enjoyed your sun signs astrology series, and now we're moving on to moon signs. So we are at moon in Taurus. So just a little background on what the moon represents. As we said in the sun sign series, this is the way that you're going to behave. This is basically the face that you think you're wearing in the world. It's the way you project yourself. The moon sign is more about the hidden self. The moon represents the emotions, the emotional world, the intuition. It's Cancer ruled. Cancer rules the fourth house. This is feelings, emotions, security. It's also the arts. It's how we emote. It's how we behave with people or are attracted to people emotionally. And it also includes rulership of the mother, as opposed to the sun being, the Leo ruled sun, which is all about creativity. And again, the way you express, it's all about children and excitability. The moon is really a little bit more reserved, fourth house ruled. So let's get into what Taurus looks like when it sits in the moon. So this is actually a really comfortable placement for the moon to be in. Earth is also a feminine element, like the moon, Cancer ruled moon, which is also feminine. So this is, again, very comfortable position. This is someone who is going to be emotionally attracted to other earth signs, notwithstanding your sun and rising signs. You really need to be around other earth signs, or you find them very appealing because they're very down to earth, very salt of the earth people, reliable, people who speak emotionally the same language as you do. So you could have any other sun sign, for example, and a moon in Taurus, or really any earth sign, Virgo or Capricorn, and just have lots of friends that are fire and water. But at the end of the day, you need someone who emotionally appeals to you, who happens to be the earth. Taurus is Venusian ruled. So this is all about creativity. It's all about love, romance, art, pleasure. Could be about overconsumption, touching, feeling, like the very tangible world of Taurus. You could be very close to your mother. You could be wanting to be a mother if you are a young adult, for example, a young woman watching this. You may have always wanted to be a mom or very attracted to the world of motherhood. You could be interested in working with children in general. You could also be interested in working in the arts, in music, but more than likely from the tangible perspective of it. So the guitarist, the musician, right? Or if you're into tech music or technological music, techno, you would be really interested in the buttons and so forth of the switchboard, the board that you're using to make music with. This would really come up and really be present if you had sort of your Mercury or your rising sign in the air, for example, in any air sign. This would be like a way for you to emote that creativity through electronics. But ultimately, you have to have your hands physically in things. You have to be touching and feeling things. You could be very interested in working with textiles and with fabrics, and literally in the fashion industry. Even hair, makeup would be a huge part of it. You're probably very interested in makeup. But those are just some of the themes around Taurus and Cancer. We're going to look at some of the bright side of the moon in Taurus. You are trustworthy, determined, warm, affectionate, and artistic. Yeah, without a doubt in my mind. Also, anything that I'm referring to today will be in the description box below, so you can look at that for further reference. On the other side, a Taurus moon could be more possessive, rigid, overcautious, or so routine orientated that it's difficult for you to break out of it. Like I said, comfort and pleasure can almost become an albatross, depending again on what your the other signs in your chart are. But in and of itself, you might have to talk yourself out of something. This is a very comfortable, could even be shy type of personality. But ultimately, what I'd like to refer to is some of the themes that you're going to look out for. So you want to be able to relax. You want to be able to make sure all your ducks are in a row, the finances are taken care of. Security with a capital S is very important to you. You need to make sure that you're secure. Food may be a big thing for you. Perhaps you grew up without a lot or with a lack, or what you consider to be a lack, if that's housing. Again, anything that Cancer rules, anything that fourth house rules, it could be your mother wasn't around, or she was overbearing. She wasn't able to give you enough. She wasn't affectionate. There wasn't enough food in the house. There wasn't enough of the creature comforts. You weren't able to go on vacations. You weren't able to take trips. You weren't able to be creative. You were maybe pushed into endeavors or schooling or institutions where you had to do something, say, that fell outside of your comfort zone. So this can be very important for you to know that it is your personality for you to want to be creative and also comfortable. I don't think you're necessarily going to be a shy person if you're with the right group of people. So I think you're going to be able to blossom and become very open and very, I would even say affectionate, very affectionate around the right kind of people. But ultimately, like I said, these are both very feminine elements, Taurus and the Cancer ruled moon, very comfortable with each other. So just making sure, I do have some notes in front of me. I want to make sure I've gotten everything out here. And before I finish up, I do want to rhyme off some famous moon in Taurus individuals, just because it's fun sometimes. Sometimes it's amazing who you've been attracted to, whether they're authors or actors or singers or whatever it is, or that you feel you have a lot in common with, or you have some sort of, propensity for, perhaps you want to do what they did, or they've inspired you. So I'm just going to rhyme off some famous people with their moon in Taurus. So Prince Charles, Katharine Hepburn, Mick Jagger, Frida Kahlo, Karl Marx, John Milton, Gregory Peck, George Bernard Shaw, William Shakespeare. So you'll notice that's not even a complete list. It's just some, Greta Garbo is another one. There's just some major themes throughout history, both actors and politicians and writers. These people are very creative. They are, again, very comfortable in their creative world, in their creative environment, and they are comfortable with their emotions. I think it's probably the most important thing to have your moon in a comfortable position, because this is your emotional world. It's also been said that anyone with a moon in Taurus has a very stable disposition, even if there is an upsetting environment at home, generally speaking at home, because it's fourth house ruled, or with the mother, or in creative environments. Like I said, if your family were all, doctors or dentists, and you wanted to be a musician and you were sort of forced into this one lane, you're probably still going to be very good at it. You're very tenacious, but your heart really wants to create and explore your creative emotional world. So I really hope this video was helpful for you. If you are the typical moon in Taurus, let me know below. Let me know if all these things made sense to you, or what you would add to the list. And if you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe, and then like and share my videos. That really helps me out as well. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you in the next video.